Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we have these two, the new Garlic Jr. and Piccolo and Goku. I'm hoping that this video will be good enough to frickin' upload, as I was gonna upload my reaction to them, but my OBS was being very disagreeable with me. So, it's not a surprise that I know about these characters for as long as you guys have known them. And if we're going to be completely honest with you, these guys are going to have to be absolutely cracked in order for me to actually want them, okay? For me to actually want these characters, this is going to have to be something actually insane. But, yeah, without further ado, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. And once we get to 100 subscribers, I'll attempt to start live streaming. I don't know what I'll do for live streaming, but I'll attempt it. So yeah, let's just go through these guys' kits. Okay, this is Garlic Jr., the first Garlic Jr. that I know of. Hidden Malice transforms into Super Garlic Jr., destroys all of your own cards and draws 4 strike cards, restores own health by 30% and ki by 80, cancels own attribute downgrades into abnormal conditions, inflicts all enemies with substitution with 5 subcounts. Jesus Christ. Okay. Applies the following effect to self when battle starts. 100% of damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 70. 40% to ki recovery. Gradually oh my god. Restores health over time. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 40 counts. Also applies the following effects if this character is the leader. Okay. Is that like an ultra ability? Applies the upgrade shortens sub count by 1 to self. Buff effect abnormal conditions up to 2 times for allies, and nullify attribute downgrades 2 times to allies. Okay. The following effects occur when he enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores on ki by 20. 80% for damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, activates once. Shortens ally sub count by 1. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. Minus 10% to strike and blast arts power for 5 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrades. Minus 40% to ultimate and awakened arts power for 5 timer counts. When you switch to standby, randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer, shortens own subcount by 5, activates once, 15% to damage inflicted to tag regen, and 50% to episode sagas from the movies, both for 10 timer counts. That is one crazy ass first ability, dude. He's getting what? Like 180% to... No, not even that. That's allied. These are allies. But just from his first ability, he's getting 180% to damage inflicted. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, and then his second one is knocks enemy back. Okay, cover change against blast cards. Alright. Comboable with special move. Following effects occur every time the enemy uses an arts card while this card is on the battlefield. Restores own health by 3%. 10% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Reduces the enemy's ki by 5. The following effects also occur based on the type of arts used by the enemy. Striker Blast card arts inflict enemy with attribute downgrade minus 30% to ki recovery for 5 timer counts. Special arts reduces enemy ki by 35. Special move arts restores on health by 10, activates 3 times. Ultimate or awakened arts restores on health by 10%, activates once. Shortens ally subcount by 4 when enemy activates a special move, ultimate, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character's on the battlefield. Shortens own subcount by 4 when enemy activates a same thing when this character's on standby. Well, that's a pretty crazy ability. This is doing so much shit. He's got a blast cover change. He gets this new ability right here. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Except for like when Shin... Oh, that's different though. That's not when he's getting hit, that's when he's using a card. This is when he's getting hit, right? Yeah, the type of arts card is used by the enemy. I don't think we've ever seen that before. What is it? 35% sagas, regen, powerful opponent, strike and blast defense, 18%, and then regen also gets that, so... Strike and blast defense, and 18 for strike attack. Okay. Normal strike and normal blast, 10% to strike damage for allies, blast damage for allies, 40 key, 20% damage inflicted, so I think that would give him 200% damage inflicted. Destroys all of your enemy's strike cards, okay. And reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1, activates twice, that's pretty crazy. And then special move, deals massive impact damage, and he restores his Vanishing Gauge by 100% once when he uses his blue card, and then 30% of damage inflicted, and enemy downgrade plus 20 to the costs for, oh my god, dude, this isn't even transformed, okay? This guy hasn't even transformed it, and he's already looking crazy. Because then he destroys all of his own cards and draws 4 strike cards. Restores health and ki by 80. Well, let's see what he does when he's buff. I told you I will never die. Draw a special move card next. Restores on health by 20 and ki by 50. So, like, basically a lesser version of his last main ability. Nullifies restore health when it reaches 0 effects. So, what, endurance? Or is that, I don't know the wording, I don't know if that's endurance or revival. And plus 50% to the next special move damage, okay. If he gets like a lot of strike abilities, that would be insane. Plus 20% damage plus 20% damage inflicted, plus 40% to strike damage inflicted, reduces impact and explode damage received by 10%, cannot be cancelled. Plus 30% to health restoration for 40 timer counts, cannot be cancelled. Restores own health by 25% only once when it reaches 0, so endurance, okay, cool. He has a lot of health. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 40 timer counts, cannot be cancelled. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies destroy card effects for 5 timer counts. When he just transforms. After the following effects occur when this character ETBs. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer. Restores on ki by 40. Shortens ally subcount by 1. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -1 to art card draw speed. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -10% to this. Okay, so the same thing that his little version was doing. Okay, yeah. Except this time it's 40% up here. I remember reading something like this earlier in his kit, so he does that again. It might actually be the exact same thing. Randomly draws 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer. Yeah, I remember this part too. So he keeps those. I think the numbers might just be higher for both how long it lasts and like what it actually is. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 4 timer counts every time this character uses a strike arts. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's crazy. And when landing a strike, 20% to strike damage and -3 to special move arts card. This guy, this guy, this one right here, the big muscle man, he is gonna be hitting like a freaking truck, dude. He is gonna be comboing forever. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts. Okay, so the transformed is strike. It's also only special move. Restores on health by 10% after an enemy's attack is over. Activates twice. The following effect occurs every time the enemy uses an arts card while this character is on the battlefield. Restores on health by 3%. Restores on health by 3%. Activates 7 times. Why even bother? Just make it 6% forever. 10% damage inflicted for 25 timer counts. Reduces enemy ki by 5. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, hit does 5, so why would you make it 6 locked behind 6% locked behind 7 times? Like, hit does 5. Hit's like almost 2 years old at this point. The following effects occur based on the type of arts used by the enemy. Is this the same thing? Special restores. Yep, it looks like it's the same thing. The numbers might be different, but it looks like it's basically the same thing again. and shortens on sub count by 4. The difference here is that he only shortens sub count by 4 when he's on standby now, not also when he's on the field. Okay. Blast armor. I don't think his last version had blast armor. I don't remember. Okay, but none of those matter. Let's go with the green card. Restores Ki by 50. 20% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate. Okay, cover null for 10 counts. And cancels enemies' buff effects 3 times. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you hit. On hit when you have 3 or fewer cards. Blast armor when charging forward. So this is another one of them melee green cards. The bad ones, because they're not AoE greens. Death Impact. Deals massive impact damage. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Restores Vanishing Range by 100%. Activates once. Okay. 40% of damage inflicted for 3 damage counts. And inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20 for arts cost. Does this activate once for both versions of this character, or just like once between he's little or when he's big, or if it's like once when he's little, transforms, then can do it again when he's big? That's what it seems like to me. It seems like the little one would be able to do it and the big one would be able to do it, but it probably would make more sense if it was just once for the entire character. A blast armor, so it is a melee blue card. This guy, this beefcake right here, he's gonna be hitting really, really hard. I do not hate it. I really don't hate it. This guy's, for the first Garlic Jr. to ever be in like a gacha game that's actually like worth it, like a sparking, not just like a freaking hero. This guy's pretty freaking good. But he's the villain. We gotta go check out the heroes. Well, I mean, this guy's the villain, but the hero, another freaking Goku. All right, we have so much to go through for this character. Tag characters have so much shit on them. Okay, main ability is switch to Goku. Reverses? Are they reverse red? They brought back reverse red. Okay, they brought back the reverse colors. I like that. Draws a special arts card next. Is that a blue? What's a special arts card? That's a blue card, yeah. So he draws a blue card next. Once. Restores own health by 15%. Damage plus 15% to damage inflicted. Cannot be cancelled. Activates once. And yeah, it's just a max switch gauge. Okay. Okay. Fated Rival. Applies the following effects to self when the battle starts or when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. Okay. Charges. Oh my god. Charges switch gauge immediately. Okay, cool. 110% damage inflicted. 20% to tag Saiyan or Sun family. And reduces damage received by 70. Increases arts card draw speed. Minus 10 to blast arts cost. Okay, so he better be blast based then. And health restoration. Effects reset when tagged switching to Goku. I'm assuming it's these ones that's below this. It is switching. Like, are they gonna make a switch character that can just continuously keep switching? That'd be stupid. The following effects occur when the character enters or tag switches. Restores Ki by 30. Plus 80% of the damage inflicted. Activates once. Reduces impact damage received by 10% for 10 timer counts. Reduces enemy Ki by 15. Randomly destroys one enemy card. Seals enemy's Rising Rush for 3 timer counts. Okay. Applies the following effect to self every 3 timer counts when this character is on the battlefield or enters the battlefield via tag switch. Restores Ki by 15. Damage inflicted up to 40%. And special move up to 40%. And resets after switching or tag switching. Okay. That would be pretty freaking crazy. Unless they're talking about the thing below it. I assume it's the thing above it. I don't know. I don't know how to read tag characters yet. Applies the following effect to self upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. Randomly destroys 1 new card, activates once. Activation account resets when this character switch or tag switch is performed. Restores health by 3%, 15% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. I don't know how to read this. They're tag characters doing a bunch of shit, dude. I mean, it's not, from what I'm seeing, like, most of this shit ain't that bad. It's really good. Good and evil united. How long is this one? Jesus fucking Christ, okay. Knocks enemy with, okay, cover change against strike when comboable with blue. Okay. That'd be funny if Goku does blasts as well, so we can really just start losing our fucking minds. The following effects occur when enemy performs a cover change while this character is on the battlefield. Restores on, so when the enemy cover changes you while this character is on the battlefield. Restores on key by 30, increases arts card draw speed by 1, seals enemy special moves. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts, seals one enemy's random slot. Okay, so it seals a blue card, and then it seals another random card. Another random slot. Applies the following effect to allies every time enemy uses a card while this character is on the battlefield. Plus 5% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, up to 20%. And 10% to key recovery for up to 20%. Both for 20 timer counts. The following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Activates once. Restores on health by 10%. Charges switch gauge by 20%. Reduces enemy ki by 25. And inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -1 arts card draw speed level for 10 timer counts. Resets when he tags. Pretty good. Cancels enemy buff effects when enemy activates a up to 3 times. Okay. And it's shared. This is shared between Goku and Piccolo. Okay, that's actually pretty good right here. This last little snippet right here is pretty good. That's like I think that's like the Blue 17, LF Blue 17's ability. All right, what is it? Sagas from the movie, regen, Sun Family, blast attack and defense, Jesus Christ, and then regen, strike attack. Okay. Notably no armor on this strike card. Minus 20% sustained damage cut effects to self for 5 timer counts upon activation. Applies the following effect to self upon activation. Restores ki by 40. Increases switch gauge by 60%, plus 25% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self on hit. Randomly draws 1 new card. Applies the buff effect. Nullifies enemy special actions. Okay, cover change. Or cover null. Combo. So this is, yes, this is a AoE green. It does not have charging forward, so I think this was the AoE green. Strike, blast, and special move. I remember seeing that in the video that was playing. Massive impact damage, yep, 20% damage inflicted, 50% sustained damage cut for 3 timer counts, draws a special, so green card next, activates twice, blast armor when charging forward. Goody, so you can use the blue card, get a green card, PV them, use the green card, and then, you know, what does this do? Restores key. It draws one, randomly draws 1 new card, so you could technically blue into a green, because that guarantees you draw a green, PV them, use the green, which is an AoE green, and randomly draw another blue card, you use the blue card, and then get another green, perfectly PV them again, use another green, and then you just combo them for like ever, dude. That is crazy for half of this character. Time to go to the other half. Tag to Piccolo, reverses elements, draw a special arts card next, restores health by 15%, damage plus 15% damage inflicted, activates once. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield or tag switch. Same thing. Yep, I think minus 10 to blast arts and 15%. Yeah, okay, so they're both blast based, okay. And resets when it's to Piccolo, alright. Oh, yeah, that would make sense now, yeah. That would make sense that all of this, at least all of this stuff right here gets reset when he switches to Piccolo, because Piccolo says the exact same thing. So that makes sense. When he enters the battlefield, okay, 30 key, reduces impact by 10% for 10 timer counts. I think a lot of this is the same, actually. Randomly reduces enemy key by 15, randomly destroys 1 card, seals enemy damage for each counts, okay. I think all of this is the same, 15 key, 10% damage inflicted. Yeah, I remember that. Resets. Fated Rival. Yeah, no, I think that's the exact same ability. Good and Evil United. I remember reading this as well. Are they just the exact same abilities? This is their strike arts. What did Piccolo say? Strike arts. Okay. Yeah, no, they seem like the exact same thing. 30 key. Draw a card by 1. Seals enemy special move. Can't be... Yeah, I remember that. 5% damage inflicted for 10 attack counts. Yep, that's all the same. I think this is all the same. I'm not reading anything that seems different. Like, I'm not reading anything that looks like it's different. I think they just have the exact same abilities on both sides. That's what it's reading to me. There's probably like something that's like super small that I'm just not realizing, or it could be absolutely massive. I seriously do not know. Z ability is obviously the same. Yep. He also does not have blast armor, so only the Garlic Jr. has blast armor. Yep. Restores on key by 40, charges on... This is different. Charges on switch gauge by 60%, vanishing gauge by 60%, 25% damage inflicted, nullifies special actions when changing cover, destroys all of your any special arts card, and then applies the following effect to self, 20% special move damage, damage cut, and draws special arts next, and yeah. I don't know if this one is a AoE green. I think it is, because it would be really weird for Piccolo to have an AoE green and then Goku to not. But, I mean, they could do whatever the hell they want, really. It's their game. These guys, I mean, to be fair, I have watched the Garlic Jr. movie, but, like, that was a little while ago. These two units... This guy seems really freaking good. I really like his abilities. These two are just a tag unit, so like it's really hard to tell like how good they're gonna be just from like reading off a paper. I think you'd have to play with them to understand with them. Even though I really like Garlic Jr. or sorry, Super Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. is fine or whatever, but I really like Super Garlic Jr. Super Garlic Jr. Big Papa over here. He's really where it's at. He also apparently has a new... I'm pretty sure this is new and this is new, so we'll go over that. And this is also new. Because these were not here when I was last here, so let's go over them real quick. Okay, let's see. Base strike defense, base health, and base blast defense, and 10% to strike and blast defense if this character is tag regen. Very defensive, actually. I don't hate it, and it's only for sagas from the movies. Yeah, this is not terrible. I mean, obviously you'd want to use like awakened equipment, because awakened equipment is just the new way to go. Speaking of awakened equipment, you get literally 20% strike defense, base strike attack 38. That's crazy. Okay. Special move damage 10%, health restoration 10%. This is a really good one, right? This looks pretty good. This looks like really decent, actually. I like this a lot. But it has to be regen or sagas from the movie. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Could this be hinting Janemba for part 3? Maybe. Maybe not. Cat's out of the bag. I think this is actually the co-op. This is probably the co-op equipment. Jeez. Powerful opponent. I think this is or. Yeah. When it's stacked, it means or. So powerful opponent or sagas from the movie. So the last one had to be powerful opponent and sagas from the movie. This means or sagas from the movie. So strike attack 10%, blast attack 10%, another strike attack 12%, another blast attack 12%, and then 12% for a strike attack. For sagas and regen is a battle member, and then I'm assuming blast attack, yeah. I mean, for free, it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, seems legit, right? I don't know if I'm going to be summoning for these two. This guy seems really good. I could care less about these guys right here. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure both of these are going to be going on to the fuck, what's it called? Like, it's probably better for everybody and anybody. If you were watching this video and you do not have, like, fuck you amounts of money, don't spend your CCs on this banner. As cool as like Super Garlic Jr. is, and I mean, you guys might like Piccolo and Goku. I think they're pretty okay. You have to see them in the actual game to know how good they are. I'm just not really attracted to either one of these guys. They're just like not like broken like this guy is. This guy's crazy when he released, and he still is really freaking good. But these guys just ain't hitting that same feeling, you know? Granted, he's a Broly, so I mean, he's got advantages. This is his first Garlic Jr. too, but I think they're just going to be on the Legends Fest banner, probably. I wouldn't summon for these guys. I'd probably just save for the Legends Fest banner, or, you know, Part 3 to at least see, like, what Part 3 is going to be. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.